2009, 72% of our funding came from that program. We were barely getting 52% now. So that's hurting you. That's hurting you as an older American. And this is our way of letting Washington know. And what we're going to do when you write these words on here to save the senior, save the meals, don't let us go hungry. Don't try to balance the budget on the backs of our older Americans. This is our way of doing it. And I hope that you all will join us in doing that. We are going to take pictures and we are going to send it. And every one of these plates will go to Washington with our name on the back of it, letting them know how we feel. This was too good of an opportunity to pass up. I try to keep this as light and fun as possible, but this is a very important thing to all of us today. So please fill out these plates, and then when we're ready, we'll say hold them up. We'll take one quick picture. That'll be it. Okay? It's time to load your plates up. All of them. Everybody.
I'm holding it up like that. But we are very rural, remote desert area. We are the frontier more than we are rural. And these programs are for our rural areas. So hopefully today, as we go out, you'll meet some of our clients who are the most needy in the country. And one of the reasons that we're participating in this is because we want to get the word out to what's happening in this nation, and especially in rural areas like us, and what will happen if there's any more budget cuts to us. We will not be able to provide the services. We not only do the nutrition programs, we serve over 38,000 meals a year out of this center. That's with homebound and congregate site. And our congregate site, we have plenty of activities. We do nutrition education. We do all kinds of education to help them in any way we can. We are also the hub for anyone in need. They come to our center, whether it's for home repairs, we actually help them with that. We buy Depends for people. Our clients are living on $800 or less a year. They can't afford simple things like deodorant and lotion that you and I take for granted, so we do drives to do that. So we do much more than just a nutrition program, and that is the point that I'm trying to get across here with the donations and what we do to help. These people cannot survive. We have no skilled nursing. We have very little assisted living. 2, I believe, that have like 5 beds in one and 13 in another. We have very little affordable housing. We have very little transportation. So the services that are provided through Western Arizona Council of Governments are the only services that our county receives.
How long ago did your husband pass?
About 7 years ago.
7 years.
Mm-hmm. So,
like in 2000.
he was 96 when he passed, and I beat him. I'm 97.
You're not. And you live here all alone, right, June?
Yeah. I have a daughter who lives around the corner, and she and her husband have, when something goes wrong,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they help me if they're here.
And what happens if they're not here? Then
Well,
you call a friend?
Yeah.
I know you took a fall the other day. It's been about a month, right? You took a fall at the front door?
I think it's been longer than a month now.
Yeah.
Oh.
When you fell, how did you handle that? Because there's nobody in the home. What did you do?
Well, I had some different shoes on. My daughter bought me a different pair of shoes. I wasn't used to them, and I tripped coming in the door. But I fell in the house and said, "Oh, thank God!"
Yeah.
And then I scooted over to the telephone and called my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was that.
And they came right over?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still recuperating from that, but my back still hurts a little bit, but it's not too bad.
June, I know that you're receiving the home delivered meals, and Shelley is the new driver that brings them out. How do the meals help you?
I just love the meals.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't like to cook anymore.
Is it difficult to cook?
Well, I don't know how difficult it is anymore, but I don't like to cook.
Yeah.
I never did. I always cooked because I had to. When I was,
Somebody come in and help you with your house cleaning, right?
yeah,
The lady comes in like twice a month.
yeah,
And is that helpful to you?
yeah. My house won't get very dirty. I mean,
She just comes in and vacuums for you
yeah,
and does some
dusts.
dusting.
Yes, he vacuums and dusts and does the dishes and cleans the bathroom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
But that's very helpful, huh?
Thank you, June, for letting me ask those questions.
Yeah, my mind kind of wonders sometimes.
Yeah. Well, just that.
The main thing we wanted to do was just talk to you about the services and what they mean to you as far as,
they mean a lot to me.
yeah.
I don't think I'd be able to do it myself anymore.
Would you have
Although
to,
I can do my dishes, but
right. If you didn't have the services, do you think you would have to live with your daughter?
well, probably.
But you're lucky that you have a daughter that you could do that with. I said you're lucky that you have a daughter that you could do
Yeah.
that with. We have so
And then
many.
I have $2, and the other one comes down for 2 or 3 months in the wintertime.
Oh, good. Good.
Well, the county works with a number of agencies to try to help seniors that are just here or are, as you might say, stranded here because of health or financial reasons. The county does have some transportation services through the health department that are provided. We work with Catholic Community Services, Town of Parker, WACOG, to provide other services for those that are here. Well, as with any service, the geographical diversity of LaPaz County, excuse me, makes it somewhat difficult to provide services just because of the way the population is distributed and the large distances involved. So it's finding providers to work in those areas is often difficult.
Okay, what is the geographic size of LaPaz County?
LaPaz County is about 4,500 square miles.
And so is it it's a long skinny county? Like
It's pretty much square, more or less,
square? Oh,
to provide, services for somebody who's homebound. If you try to find a caretaker, you almost have to find somebody that's geographically close to them, or you're looking at a couple of hours travel time to provide an hour of service sometimes.
okay. And what economically?
In my experience, the people, the employees and the volunteers that are caring for the elderly and providing essential services, just basic housekeeping and providing meals, are extremely dedicated and committed to doing the best they can with the limited resources. Obviously, it seems like there's never enough resources. We have a lot of people who donate to Meals on Wheels and some other services, and a lot of volunteers. And without those folks and their dedication, it would be an extremely bad situation.
What brought you to Ehrenberg originally?
Well, we're Arizonans anyway, and we're from Casa Grande, and when we decided to move we moved to Blythe originally because we have relatives over there. And then we found a place to buy out here almost 40 years ago and bought it, and we've been here more or less ever since.
And when you say we,
Our family.
Yeah.
My husband's gone now. He's been gone for 6 years, but he was with us at the time when we came.
so your plan was to retire here in Ehrenberg?
Yes.
What would you, what advice would you give somebody about retiring here in LaPaz County?
Well, we have good points and bad points, Janine. We're very isolated. We have not very much shopping and a lot of things I wish we did have, but we have a lot of good things too, a lot of good people here. And it would be a good retirement for someone that wanted peace and quiet and
Yeah.
not the city life.
As long as they're healthy, right?
Yeah. So
Have you found it difficult or easy to find resources here to help you?
I've had some problems, Janine. Yeah. Some things I think that that should be available to me have not been, but then on the other hand, I've had good things happen too, like my cooling system and a stove and refrigerator a couple of years ago, and so it's.
And all of that was through Western Arizona Council of Governments Area Agency on Aging.
WACOG, yes.
It's easier to say WACOG, but we want to make sure that people know what actual organization it is.
Right.
Right.
I know right now you're receiving the home delivered meals through the Parker Senior Center, and Accent Care is providing house cleaning and bathing assistance, actually.
Yes.
And you used to receive bathing assistance like 3 or 4 times a week, and what are you down to now?
2 times a week.
2 times a week.
And while we're on the Meals on Wheels, I don't get enough. It's not sufficient for me, Janine. I
Right.
get 5 a week,
Right.
and I can't handle. Well, my left hand doesn't work at all, and I can't handle cooking utensils and to cook the things that I really should have.
So to take any of that away, what would happen?
Would put me without any food really, except sandwiches and something real easy to.
So you
Prepare.
feel like those meals are helping you stay in your home?
Yes.
And the bathing assistance, right?
Oh yes.
The cleaning,
All of that.
yeah.
Well, that's why I thought when we were out here and why we're doing what we're doing is because we want them to understand how important these services are to you. And also financially, it's better for us to keep you in your home, because if you go into a skilled nursing, we're looking at $60,000 a year compared to $3,000 a year for these services. So we are trying to get that message across of what these services do. And as they cut those services, it hurts you. Exactly what Janine said, that you had how many days of bathing, and now you only have 2.
Right.
And housekeeping.
Longer hours of house cleaning. I believe we used to have like 5 or 6 hours, and now you're down to 2 times a month for 2 hours each visit.
I think so. Yeah. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was a lot more than it is now.
Right. And the cuts have been across the board, and so it's never targeted on one person. It's just we get a memo that says everybody now receives 4 units a month, which is 4 hours, and that's what we're fighting for, really. And I'm glad that you're sharing all of this with us.
I am too. I'm so happy that you're doing this, Dylan, because hopefully it'll help at least let people see and understand a little bit better. Because I think that Trudy and I have talked about that. They sit in their offices in their high rises and they have no clue as to what we're dealing with in the field. So we're hoping that this film will help them understand a little bit better.
Well, I hope so too, and I'm glad to help in any way I can because we desperately need you all out here. We need help.
So what we do, every county has a public fiduciary. There are people who do it in the private, but they do it for people who have a lot of money. We do it for indigent and people who don't have a whole lot of money. And so what we do is we get court appointed to be people's guardians or conservators. And my office also handles the indigent burial program, and we also open estates for people who might have a little bit of assets. And so we do little informal probates on them. Well, here in LaPaz County, we're a very unique county when it comes to our elderly and our senior population because we don't have any nursing homes, we don't have any assisted livings, we don't have any nursing agencies. We do have hospice, but most of my clientele are people who are suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia, or SMI, or maybe developmentally disabled. And we get our referrals from hospice, we get them from the hospital, we get them from Adult Protective Services. So basically if somebody, Adult Protective Services, comes across an elderly person who isn't taking care of themselves, they can't pay their bills, they're not eating, they're not going to the doctor, and they might be suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's or just forgetful, then we'll get the referral, go out and make the evaluation and determine if that person needs a guardian or conservator.
So is there an effort made to locate family members?
Yes, we have a software that we do air searches and we try to find the family or get family involved. The problem that we have in this area, again, it's very unique, is we have an area that brings in a lot of winter visitors, snowbirds, and a lot of people are estranged from their families or they haven't talked to their families for many years, and they come here and they might retire out in Quartzsite in the middle of the desert or in a little travel trailer, and they haven't talked to their family or spoken to their family in many, many years.
Okay, speaking as a public fiduciary, what would you tell somebody who might be age 45 or 50 in considering retirement? What kind of advice would you give them?
I would say, okay, what kind of advice? That they're planning on retiring here. Mm-hmm. Okay, make sure that you have some kind of services. Like one of the problems is our VAs, for instance, our veterans. They will come out here and they will think, well, I don't need Medicare, I don't need access, I'm going to get my services through the VA. The problem is that the only way they can do that is if they have to travel to Phoenix or to Tucson. So if you're a veteran and you're trying to get VA services, this is probably not the place you want to retire unless you're healthy enough to drive to those places. So please get your Medicare A and B when you're able to. Do not just try to save money that you don't need it, because later on when you try to get it, it's going to cost you more than when you would be able to get it when you're retired. If you are going to retire in a mobile home, make sure that it's one that's got running water, stuff like that. And maybe even for people who are sick and maybe younger, if they can leave some contact information, some emergency family stuff, or let us know your wishes. If something's going to happen to you when you pass away, what are your wishes? Let somebody know that. If you have a prized possession you want to make sure somebody gets to, make sure you put that in writing. Everybody might say, they don't leave wills, and so somebody will come up and say, well, Mr. Smith told me I could have that car. Well, Mr. Smith didn't put it in writing when he passed away. So those type of things that people need to just make sure their affairs are in order and that you have a doctor that you're seeing regularly in your meds and stuff like that.
Okay, what?
Right. And Marilyn, you live in
Cibola, Arizona.
right, which is LaPaz County, right?
Yes.
And who
And
do you?
you have to drive a long way out here.
I do have to drive a long way out
That's
here.
terrible.
It is, but it's a pleasure to drive out here to see you.
Oh, okay.
It is.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah, it is a pleasure to come visit you. You're always up. Marilyn, what brought you to Cibola, Arizona? Why did you come here at the beginning?
I moved here because my children were living in Palo Verde 20 years ago.
And did you come here alone?
Yeah,
Yeah, just you?
yeah.
Um,
I'm a lonely person.
you're a lonely person?
Yeah.
Remember, the word is introvert. You're an introvert.
Am I?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I should have been telling people a long
I
time ago.
know. Not a lonely,
Not a weird,
not a weird
an
person.
introvert.
Introvert.
Phew. Okay. I'm kidding.
So, are you enjoying your retirement here? Has this been a good turnout for you coming here? And
With you coming, yes,
yeah,
it makes my day.
yeah.
But otherwise, it's some bola.
Ebola. How far is it for you to get to just the grocery store?
20 miles.
20 miles.
It's well, usually when you get it all together, it's about a 50-mile road trip.
Round trip. And do you drive? No. So you have to
They
get...
won't let me anymore.
Yeah. What are you diagnosed with, Marilyn?
I'm diagnosed
No,
with
it's all right.
scoliosis, advanced scoliosis,
Advanced scoliosis.
and crippling arthritis.
Right.
It's I'm gone.
And some of the difficulties throughout the day are mobility,
Yes.
getting around.
Yes.
And I know you use a couple of pinchers or grabbers is what you call them for your
Yeah.
mobility instead of a cane.
Yeah. A little bit.
And now you're going to be able to use a walker.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, we brought a walker for you.
That'll be fun.
I know that one of the things that we provide for you is the home delivered meals, and that's through WACOG, Western Arizona Council of Governments. How are the meals helping you?
Fine.
Yeah,
I don't know what I do sometimes. I really don't.
yeah,
Because if it weren't for the meals, I wouldn't be able to cook the way the meals are.
yeah.
You know, and as it is, to use my stove, I've got to get up on the stool in order to use the stove and to use the sink.
That doesn't sound very safe, Marilyn.
Well, I fell off a couple times, and
Well, then it's not very safe, Marilyn.
yeah.
If you've already fallen off, it's not very safe.
Tell me, if you didn't receive the meals, what kind of food would you eat?
I'm a yogurt and ice cream eater.
Are you?
I
That doesn't sound very nutritious.
it isn't. It isn't at all, but that's what I would eat.
Marilyn, do you feel like the meals help you stay in your home? Do you think that...
No, I mean, if I want to go out on,
No, I mean, do you think that they help you, enable you to continue living here without...
oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I know other people that were confined at home and were going to restaurants or having food brought to them from I don't have
Cooties?
I backed up away from the...
No, well, she was just backing up away from the table because it was shaking the
Wiggling.
camera.
You can't do that.
I know.
It'll distort me.
And we don't want her distorted.
I know, Marilyn, since I've been coming to visit you, I visit you pretty regularly, that we have together worked on a plan, and we've gotten hospice in here, and hospice is helping you out, and they come and they help you with your medications and your vitals, and they've provided the hospital bed that you're in right now. We also have Shelley coming, and she visits you, and for a few minutes each time when she delivers your home delivered meals. I think how are the services? How are the services? Just
Great,
yeah.
great. The girls are great.
Yeah.
Honey, if I need anything, they'll get it for me. They're great. They're really great.
Yeah.
You know, oh, they're so friendly, and they're just great people.
Good.
I don't know what else I could say about them, but they helped me. If I needed something, I know they would get it for me.
Yeah.
You know, without a doubt.
And I know that one of the goals that we had was you've always been very adamant about remaining in your home.
Yes.
And I know that we talked about you have been to a rehab center when you've hurt yourself or fallen. And one of the things that you said to me was that the rehab centers motivate you to get better so that you can get home.
Right.
And
It isn't that I dislike it. To me, it's uncomfortable
yeah,
having
not your
to be that way.
yeah,
And I feel I'm taking up space that somebody else needs it,
yeah.
not me.
That's pretty amazing, Marilyn.
That I just work harder so I can come home.
Yeah.
You know, and these other people, they're usually older than I am, and they need that work, that extra work they could have, you know, that I'm taking up. I don't feel I need that much work.
Well, you forgot to tell me how old you are.
Now, do I have to? Yeah, I can't lie.
Don't lie, Marilyn. Tell us how old you are.
Yes, you can lie.
72.
72.
Oh, God.
And you live here with, who do you live here with?
Me and my dogs and cats.
How many dogs and cats do you have?
I have 6 dogs and 4 cats. And I didn't lie.
And how many birds?
I forgot. Oh, probably around 25.
25 birds. Yeah.
They're my pets, too.
And they keep you company.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When daylight comes, you better get up, or they're going to sing you to death.
They keep
Yeah.
you motivated also then.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, all my animals and pets,